Hello, my friends. Master Sommelier Peter Neptune here. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, and this is a new episode of my YouTube videos, and I'm doing this with another request, so keep those cards and letters coming, as they say. And I was requested specifically to review this wine, this V Sattui Gamay Rouge, and then by extension talk about the Gamay grape. So that's what we're going to do. I have 3 different Gamays, but first of all, let's get something out of the way here. Gamay, the V Sattui Gamay Rouge, is not Gamay. Gamay, the actual name of the grape, is Gamay Noir à jus blanc. Almost all black grapes have white pulp. So you could squeeze them and make white wine, theoretically. You macerate the skins with the juice to get color. And so that's the name. When we say Gamay, we mean. Now, Gamay Rouge is an interesting proprietary name for the Valdiguier grape. So this grape is a southwestern France varietal of, moderate quality, I guess. It was brought to Napa Valley, where it was planted, and I think, started being misidentified as Gamay and then began to be referred to as Napa Gamay. And a lot of wine, a good amount of wine was bottled actually as Napa Gamay in the 50s, 60s, 70s. And then finally they said, no, you can't use that name anymore. So V Sattui Winery created a proprietary name, Gamay Rouge, for this Valdiguier grape. So they kind of own the name Gamay Rouge. As you can see, they make a really bright pink-colored rosé wine from the grape. So that's what we got here with this wine. This is the 2022 Gamay Rouge from V Sattui Winery, established, over 135 years ago in Napa Valley. You see them right when you drive in on Highway 29, right? And it's like one of the first wineries that a tourist stops at. They see those big giant urns outside. They stop, get a picnic, drink some wine. All of a sudden, you're drunk shopping. You join the wine club, and you get V Sattui sent to you. 6 bottles every 3 months or whatever. So I had a viewer say, "Could you please? It's one of my favorite wines. Could you please review the wine?" So this is a hot pink color, baby. Yeah, baby. This is a real bright pink, and on the nose. Oh man, it just smells like strawberries, red berries. So, how would you like a nice Hawaiian punch? It's just really bright, really fruity, kind of candied, kind of like, what are those called? Candy apples, right? Candied apples? Kind of smells like that. Simple, very, 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 very fruity. So let's go ahead and check out the palate. Whoa, I've never tried this wine before. That's sweet. So I'm pretty taken aback. I thought I was gonna get a dry rosé. That wine is medium sweet for sure. More than 30 grams of residual sugar. So it's just a whole nother thing. I'm not quite sure what to think of it. It reminds me of a wine cooler. Those old Bartles and James, or you know what it reminds me of? When I was growing up, at a party, I'm not going to say high school, sorry mom. There was this thing called Boone's Farm Strawberry Hill. Blast from the past. This tastes like Strawberry Hill to me. I don't know what to tell you. I could see where some people would like it, I guess. It's not unlike White Zinfandel. Boy, it's not inexpensive. It's $34.99. That's a lot of money. For $34.99, I could drink Chateau Fombroge Saint-Emilion Grand Cru Classé, and I'm not joking. I reviewed it in an earlier episode. This is medium sweet, acidity's medium, no tannin, alcohol's probably pretty low, and the wine is, what is it, 12.9. God, this they picked this stuff right. I don't know what to tell you. It's just kind of like Hawaiian Punch and Strawberry Hill, and it's not my kind of wine. If you like it, great. I don't know what to say. I thought it would be interesting to try and tell you, you know, the story of Napa Gamay and this Val d'Igay grape. So this is not Gamay, it's Val d'Igay, and it's a sweet style of wine. Not for me. Next up, this is 2021 Division Willamette Valley Gamay Noir Lut. And this wine exemplifies a style of wine that many producers in Beaujolais and in the United States and other parts of the world are doing with Gamay. Gamay lends itself to an interesting technique called carbonic maceration. Now, I'm not going to give a class on winemaking here, but very simply put, if you flush out your tank with carbon dioxide, that removes all oxygen from the tank. You then put in whole clusters of grapes, and the carbonic gas begins an intracellular fermentation. It's actually a biochemical reaction where sugars and acids in the grape are converted by carbonic gas to, you know, about 2% alcohol. So the yeasts that are on the skins haven't come in contact yet with the juice. And then what happens also is the coloring material in the skins begins to go into the pulp and turn the pulp pink colored. Because remember, the pulp of almost all black grapes is kind of white colored. So the pulp becomes pink colored and you get this saturation of color and the development of these very typical carbonic aromas of bubble gum and cotton candy and banana drop or pear drop dots, you know, from the movie theater. And it's a very unique character. And after about 2% alcohol, the grapes burst open, and then the fermentation continues regularly with a yeast-driven fermentation. So it's a very unique aroma that is usually picked up on the nose quite easily. This is a medium ruby. And right off the bat, I smell the wine and I go, oh, carbonic, for sure. So it's got this really bright fruit-forward character of strawberry, cherry, raspberry, but there's this kind of Bazooka Joe bubblegum character, which I like, and this kind of, you know, fruit drop character, banana drop, pear drop, and it smells like a box of dots that you used to eat at the movie theater. So it's a very lifted, fruity aroma that you know just brings out this kind of really very typical aroma of Gamay. The third Thursday of this month, Beaujolais Nouveau gets released. And that is a prime example of carbonic maceration with Gamay, literally fermented 3 weeks before that bottle hits the shores of the US. And Beaujolais Nouveau is, you know, the celebration of Thanksgiving and of the harvest. And I like Beaujolais Nouveau. I chill it down in the refrigerator and drink it like a rosé. But it's a nice little fruity bottle of wine. Drink it by Christmas. Don't put it in your cellar, right? Because it's not going to age. But it's a fun little way to celebrate the fall and celebrate the holiday season. But personally, I would chill down Beaujolais Nouveau and drink it like a rosé. Here we go. This wine on the palate. Dry. Acidity, medium plus. Tannin, medium. Intensity medium, and the finish is medium plus. This is a very fruity, very Gamay-y wine that is pleasant to drink and just really fruit forward. This would be a lovely wine with Thanksgiving. So the other thing I've been telling my classes this week, let's do a no oak Thanksgiving, okay? Oaked wine just doesn't really go well with Thanksgiving flavors. There are so many flavors with Thanksgiving meal that, you know, wines, like, let's just put away the Chardonnay and the Cabernet Sauvignon, okay? Put those away for the day, and let's drink some Gamay. Let's have a little Beaujolais Nouveau on ice. Let's get a little champagne going. Let's drink some Cerasuolo di Vittoria. What? Yes. Wonderful wine with Thanksgiving. Let's drink some Cru Beaujolais, which I have up next to taste. But boy, this Division 2022 Gamay from the Willamette Valley, this would be a really good Thanksgiving wine. It is, boy, where's my pricing on this? I want to say it's $24.99. I think it's just about the same price as the Moulin-à-Vent that we're going to try. I got all these wines at High Time Wine Cellars in Costa Mesa. Shout out to Todd Johnson. What's up, bud? Thanks for helping me pick out these wines. And I recommend this wine. It's a solid good and really recommended with Thanksgiving. Next up, a wine that I just can't wait to share with you. This is the Domaine Anita 2022 Moulin-à-Vent Très Vieille Vigne, or I think it's Très Vieille Vin. This is one of the Cru Beaujolais. So Beaujolais, you have Beaujolais and Beaujolais Nouveau, Beaujolais Village, and the 10 villages in the northern section of the appellation that are on granite and a more mountainous terrain. And Gamay in granite produces absolutely world-class wine. The Cru Beaujolais are these 10 villages. They're called crus, and it's just another use of that word in French. The villages can only make Gamay. The vines have to be hand-picked, and the vines are typically old bush vines. These are very year-old vines. This person is Anita Cunel, who evidently was a professional cyclist, and in and around 2015 made her own first vintage. I think her winery is in Chenas, but she makes a Moulin-à-Vent, a Chenas, and a couple of other Cru Beaujolais. But this wine is from 65-year-old vines, making them definitely very old, at about 800 feet in altitude in the Cru of Moulin-à-Vent. And here we get, typically with the Cru Beaujolais, they either do a semi-carbonic maceration or just regular fermentation. I believe that she's just doing kind of your normal yeast-driven fermentation here. This is deep purple in color, and on the nose, wow, now we get black fruit, blackberry, blueberry, huckleberry. There's a really nice, just wonderful sense of full fruit, almost a sense of macerated, like Luxardo cherries, kirsch, and even Chambord liqueur. There's a hint of earthiness here, a hint of whole cluster. So you get this kind of dark kind of forest floor. I don't want to say stemmy because there's no greenness here, but there's definitely this kind of foresty, forest floor, mossy character. Beautiful nose, and no oak whatsoever. On the palate, oh man, that's great wine. Try acidity medium plus, tannin medium plus, regular fermentation, skin contact, alcohol probably just high, 14%, 14.2. And body is medium plus, finish is long, and there's a granitic, dark mineral character here on the finish. It's fantastic wine, great presence, great balance. This wine will age in the cellar for 10 years and get better and better and better. What's interesting about the Cru Beaujolais, particularly Moulin-à-Vent and Morgon, is that over a 10-year period, they begin to taste more and more and more like Pinot Noir from a place like Moray-Saint-Denis. No lie, it's really a trip. The berry flavors are mouth-filling. There's blackberry, there's Chambord, raspberry liqueur, there's cherry, Luxardo cherry. There's this dark earthiness. There's a hint, like I'm chewing on granite mineral. And there's just this dusting of kind of tar and smoke, a little bit of pepper. This is just really, really good wine. I'd have to call that outstanding. This would be a nice accompaniment to this wine at the Thanksgiving table as you go from like white meat to dark meat. And I usually have 4 different wines open on Thanksgiving meal because there's all these different flavors that are so hard. One wine wouldn't pull it off. So I typically will do a combination of Gamays like this. So I can recommend, I recommend for sure. This is $27.99 at High Time, and a absolutely fantastic bottle of wine, just great. So that wraps up our little thing on Gamay and Valdiguet. I hope that you got something out of it and can take this to the Thanksgiving table. Happy holidays to you, and we'll talk to you real soon.